This report is brought to you by the NRSF, the National Road Safety Foundation. It's time to kick the annual Drive to Life contest into high gear. Let's meet this year's winner.
She's 17-year-old Madison Henry from Melbourne, Florida. But this year, because of the COVID virus, the contest was handled a bit differently. In the past, contest winners from around the country would be brought to New York City and work with TV professionals to produce their PSA.
Okay. Rolling. Time code.
3530. Action.
However, between travel restrictions and social distancing rules, it was clear that Madison couldn't come to work with the crew. So instead, the crew went to work with her via the internet, just as we're about to do right now. Hi, Madison.
Hi.
First of all, congrats on winning the Drive to Life PSA contest.
Thank you.
Tell us, what is your concept?
So basically, I wanted to create a PSA that was informative and to the point, but still left an impact on the viewers. So it's about a little girl who's asking questions about seatbelt safety, and I think the last line of the script really ties it together and leaves a great impact on the viewer.
And what was your reaction when you learned that your idea took first place?
I was really shocked because I knew it was a large competition, and I was very grateful because I knew that they had a lot of great applicants to select from.
As I've already mentioned, because of COVID, you weren't able to work with the TV crew in person, but you were able to do it remotely, starting with what's called pre-production. Tell us about that.
So the pre-production meeting was with me, the producer, and the director, so I got to be introduced to them. And over Zoom, we talked about what was going to be coming up in the meetings for the rest of the week and how we would shoot the PSA remotely.
To play the role of the young girl, the producer recruited 7-year-old Mackenzie. And you had another pre-production meeting, but this time with more than just the producer and director.
Yes, so this time I actually got to meet the DP, and I got to meet Mackenzie, the little actress. She's great. And I met her father, who was able to film the PSA, which was a great help to us.
Go ahead, Rick.
I'm Rick. I'm the director of photography.
Hi, I'm David. I am the behind-the-scenes videographer and editor.
And everyone was coming from different locations. You were in Florida, Mackenzie was in Texas, the director in Connecticut. The producer and the crew were from different parts of New York. The director walked everyone through the storyboards for the shoot.
So you can see here, we start off fairly wide, and we see Mackenzie on her bed holding a doll of some sort. And then Mackenzie, after she finishes saying her line, the grandmother's voice will come in, and we will dissolve to some sort of words on the screen. And this is where you will work with Rick when the post-production begins.
There was one more step in the meeting, rehearsing Mackenzie. Why was that important?
It was really important so we could get her to make sure she knew her lines and how she could act it out. So she gave a couple takes and we all gave our inputs on how and what we thought was best.
So let's do that as a rehearsal right now. Action.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts?
Yeah, but you're not smiling. You can't laugh. It's sad.
But you keep on looking.
Okay, I won't look at you. I won't look. Go ahead.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts?
That was really good. That was really, really good.
It's time for a quick break. When we return, we'll see how the team was able to produce Madison's PSA. Teen Kids News will be right back. Welcome back. We're reporting on how the National Road Safety Foundation didn't let the COVID virus stop the production of this year's winning Drive to Life PSA. So Madison, after the pre-production meetings, the next step was the field production, the actual shooting of the video. With you in Florida, Mackenzie the actor in Texas, and the rest of the crew in Connecticut and New York, that must have been a challenge. How was the shooting handled?
So luckily, Mackenzie's father was able to shoot the PSA for us, and he worked with our DP to set up the scene.
And you're seeing maybe the teddy bears framing on the right. This could be a good shot.
And during that, the director and Mackenzie worked on rehearsing Mackenzie's role.
And you helped out as well.
So my role was to slate the takes. So each scene I would call out the number and take.
Scene 1, wide shot, take 3.
Good. Okay, so Mackenzie, you're looking at your doll. The line is, Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts? Okay, standing by for action. And action.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts?
Sweetheart, I'm pretty sure seatbelts have been around in most cars for more than 40 years.
Cut.
How did everyone know if a take was good?
So after each take, we rewatched it and we all discussed it and decided which one stuck with us the most.
Did it sound okay to you, kiddo?
Yeah, it sounded great.
Mackenzie said that acting via Zoom was a little challenging.
It felt different because the people were not in the same room with me.
But everyone agreed Mackenzie did a great job.
It's a wrap.
Yay.
All right, terrific.
So with all of her scenes shot, the next step was to record the actor playing the grandmother.
I think maybe take it a little bit as a shot.
Okay.
I think like the last time.
Okay.
That's a good question. And then maybe we'll do it the other way too.
Okay.
Okay, just so we have both to as options. Okay?
Sure. Track 1, take 1. Sweetheart, I'm pretty sure seatbelts have been around in most cars for more than 40 years.
So both actors were absolutely amazing in the process, especially with their adaptation to the situation we're in right now.
And then the last step, editing it all together. That's called post-production. And you handled that with Rick. Tell us about that.
Editing was awesome. I definitely learned a lot of new things. My favorite part was the color grading because he showed me how he could change the lighting of the scene, which would make it more dramatic and applicable to the PSA.
Because, we shot this during the day, and I thought it would be better if it looked like it was really at night. So I want to put in a little light beam from a lamp hitting her face. And I want to make it a little more dramatic looking. And
I didn't realize you could do that.
When you were done, the producer and director zoomed in to watch and approve the PSA.
Wow.
Very, very powerful. Very powerful.
Are you happy with how it turned out?
Yes, it turned out great, especially since we didn't have the regular tools we do in person, but it all worked out perfectly and I'm really happy with it.
As you know, you're not done yet. Now you have to present your PSA to the NRSF. We'll have that report next week. For Teen Kids News, I'm Katie.
As you saw, this was a very unique way to produce a public service announcement. And because of the creative and dedicated people involved, it worked. So here's the finished version of the PSA. We hope you like it, but more importantly, we hope it reminds people to wear their seatbelts.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts?
Sweetheart, I'm pretty sure seatbelts have been around in most cars for more than 40 years.
Do seatbelts really save lives?
Yes, they certainly do. I just read that seatbelts save as many as 15,000 lives a year.
If my mommy and daddy had been wearing their seatbelts, would they have lived?